Hey guys, it's Elctromagnetic here, and I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Today is What If Naruto Had Used Uzumaki Clan Techniques, Part 5. And yeah, so without further ado, roll the intro. Two hours later, Team 7 landed near the other teams. They desummoned their summons, and Naruto hit his Jonin vest with the transformation. "What? I want them to underestimate me," Naruto said, after getting a few looks from his teammates. They then proceeded on foot towards the clearing where the other teams were. When they got there, things weren't looking too good. The enemy ninja were Zabuza Mochi, a fake hunter nin, Mei Tomuri, Chodoro, and Owl. Kurenai was caught in a water prison by a clone of Zabuza. Asuma and Guy were looking bruised up from fighting Mei, and Haku was easily taking care of the rest of the Genin. Naruto leaped into the clearing along with the rest of his team and said, "Team 7 reporting for backup." Whoa, 2 swords of hidden mist. All the Jonin quickly caught into what Naruto was doing, but the Genin would have said something if they weren't too tired to talk. "You and your team run, Naruto. These guys are really powerful. You can't take them," Kurenai said. "It's okay, Kurenai-sensei. Hey, you guys, the ones with the swords. I challenge you to a fight. If I win, you have to give me your swords. If I lose, I have to give you enough Chakra collective metal and enough money for 2 katanas and, say, 300,000 Ryu." "You got yourself a deal," Zabuza said, taking a stance. "Chodoro, don't back down either. Be confident," Alice said. Chodoro merely nodded and got into a stance. Naruto smiled and disappeared. He reappeared next to Chodoro and punched him in the stomach, causing him to fall to the floor. He then disappeared again and reappeared behind Zabuza. He then stabbed Zabuza in the spine with a senbon, temporarily paralyzing him. "Looks like I win," Naruto said, grabbing both the Kubikiri Bocha and the Hiramakare and sealing them into a scroll. "Who are you?" Mei said, standing protectively over Chodoro, who was struggling to get to his feet. Naruto dropped the hinge and said, "Naruto Uzumaki, elite Jonin of Konoha, also known as Konoha's Cheshire Cat. And by the way, I didn't lie to you because I never said I wasn't a Jonin. I simply said Team 7 reporting for duty. And you have to know, all teams from Konoha consist of 1 Jonin and 3 Genin." "Damn," Mei said. "Well, I suppose you're gonna fight us." "How much is Gato paying you?" Naruto asked. 10 million Ryu, Mei answered. "We need that money so we can fund the rebellion in Kiri, so don't even think about telling us to back down." "Okay, so here's what's gonna happen," Naruto said, tossing Mei a scroll. "That scroll contains 20 million Ryu. You can check for yourself if you need proof. You will be helping us take down Gato and his men. Before we kill Gato, we will force him to sign over all his contacts to the new wave daimyo, Mr. Tazuna. I know Gato is worth around 1 billion Ryu, including all his shipping contacts and ships. Over half of that is actual cash, so close to around 600 million Ryu. When we take him down, we will give 80 million Ryu to you from the loot. The Leaf will take 120 million Ryu from having to fight multiple high-ranking shinobi, and the rest will go to the wave to help rebuild. In addition to that, if you stop by the Land of Hills on your way back to the Land of Water in Kirigakure, stop by a place called the Dragon's Weapon Store. Tell the owner that you know me, and he can forge you new swords." "Why help us?" Mei asked, still slightly cautious. "Keep your friends rich and your enemies rich, and wait to find out which is which," Naruto said. "That is one of my favorite sayings. When you become Mizukage, I expect an alliance with the Leaf," Naruto said. Mei nodded, and Naruto continued. "Now, if you'd be so kind as to let my fellow Jonin go." 3 hours later, Naruto, Asuma, Guy, Kurenai, Mei, Ao, Chodoro, Haku, and Zabuza were all outside Gato's base. They left all the Genin to protect Tazuna's house in case Gato sent his men there. Zabuza and the Mist Nin didn't report back after facing the Konoha Nin, so he might be suspicious. Naruto and the rest of the Jonin, plus Chodoro and Haku, jumped into Gato's compound and took down everyone in sight. Naruto carved a path straight to the main building in the compound. The other people followed, but Zabuza went to finish killing the rest of the thugs outside the buildings, and Haku stayed with him. The building had 3 floors. Naruto took Guy with him to the basement. Kurenai and Asuma were going to check the middle floor, and the Miss Nin went to the top floor. When Naruto and Guy got to the basement, they noticed that there was a heavily guarded door, guarded by multiple thugs. Guy quickly disposed of them, and Naruto cut the hinges on the door with the Flying Thunder God sword, which he had borrowed from Sasuke for the time being. The room was set up like an office and a bedroom. In the corner of the room was a bed, and in the opposite corner of the room was a doorway that led to another room. This door was open, and the room was filled with money. In the center of the room was a desk, and cowering behind it was Gato. Naruto marched across the room and grabbed Gato by his hair. He then forced him into the chair behind the desk. If you want to die as painlessly as possible, then write over everything you have the new wave daimyo Tazuna. Then underneath that, write all the people that owe you money and where all of your ships are, Naruto said, pouring out a tiny amount of killing intent. Gato wrote all that Naruto told him on a scroll, and Naruto quickly removed his head. They then went into the room with the money. Naruto sealed 80 million Ryu into one scroll, 120 million Ryu into another scroll, and the rest of the money into a separate scroll. They then made their way back outside Tazuna's house, where Naruto gave 80 million Ryu to the Miss Nin, and kept the 120 million Ryu for Konoha, and gave the rest of the money to Tazuna. 3 weeks later, the Hokage's office. A lot of Jonin were in the Hokage's office. I, Naruto Uzumaki, nominate Team 7 for the Chunin exams, Naruto said. I, Kurenai Yuhi, nominate Team 8 for the Chunin exams, Kurenai said. I, Mike Guy, nominate Team 9 for the Chunin exams so that their youth can explode, Guy said. I, Asuma Sarutobi, nominate Team 10 for the Chunin exams, Asuma said. Okay, thank you. Everyone except Naruto may leave, Hiruzen said. After everyone had left, Hiruzen spoke up again. Okay, Naruto, do you remember what I said about the CRA? Yes, Naruto replied, knowing where this is going. Well, Naruto, we have arranged for a marriage between you and Kurasuchi, the Tsuchikage's granddaughter. You will meet her during the Chunin exams. One other thing, the Raikage has also mentioned an alliance between Konoha and Kumo through an arranged marriage. The marriage would be between you and Yukito Ni of Kumo. Side note, in this what if, Yukito is Naruto's age. Also, because Naruto was a Jonin, he was on missions a lot, and so Hinata never started liking him. Instead, she started liking Shino more. Okay, anyway, back to the story. Okay, Gigi-sama. I need to go talk to Guy, Asuma, and Kurenai about my swordsman group. 2 hours later. Team 8, 9, and 10, Team 7, 8, 9, and 10 were at Training Ground 34. Okay, guys, Naruto said, walking up to Asuma, Kurenai, and Guy. I asked you here because I need your help with training my students. Kurenai, I need you to help Sakura with Genjutsu. Asuma, I need you to help Sasuke with his fire style. And Guy, I need you to help Ino with getting her Taijutsu better. In return, I will allow certain members of your team to join my swordsman group that I'm forming. Why certain members? Kurenai asked. And who are they? In order of your questions, Naruto said. There are only 8 swords, and the people who are going to use these swords have to meet certain criteria. As such, the sword working with your fighting style. The people the sword will be given to are the Kiba for Tenten, the Kubikiribocho for Lee, the Kabutowari for Choji, the Shibuki for Shino, the Thunder God Sword for Sasuke, the Nubari for Ino, the Hiramikare for Sakura, and the Samehade for myself. And the reasons, Asuma asked? Well, the Kiba are supposed to be used with a quick and fierce fighting style, hence Tenten. Lee is probably the only one who can lift the Kubikiribocho, along with it adding something to his skill set. The Kabutowari requires a lot of strength, not speed, so they're perfect for Choji. The Shibuki can be used to blast enemies backwards, so in case anyone got too close to Shino, he could use it to blast them away from him. The Thunder God Sword for Sasuke, because it uses lightning. The new body for Ino, because I think that Earth Police, coupled with the sword, might make for a good combo. And the Hiramakare for Sakura, because even though we're working on increasing her chakra reserves, they're still pretty small, and the sword is able to store chakra and use it to perform techniques. The Same Hada for myself, because I have very large reserves, and that's what is needed to wield the blade. I don't have it yet, but me and my team are still hunting it down, and for now, I will use my own sword. A couple of hours later, everyone had agreed to Naruto's plan, and all the genin were going to join Naruto's swordsman group. Tenten had actually threatened a few of them that if they didn't join, then she would personally hurt them, because using one of the seven swords of the Hidden Mist, or as they were now dubbed, one of the 8 swords of the Hidden Leaf, was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. She also said they would be the first generation of the 8 swordsmen of the Hidden Leaf, which was a great honor. Naruto and Team 7 were on their way to get lunch when they saw Konohamaru being attacked by Kankuro. I suggest you put him down. You wouldn't want to attack the Hokage's grandson, would you? Naruto said. Kankuro immediately dropped Konohamaru, who hid behind Naruto. Hey kid, Kurama said. Naruto was on good terms with Kurama, but they didn't talk often because Naruto wanted to beat his opponents using his own power. Though if need be he would use Kurama's power, though because Naruto was so strong this rarely happened. They did play shogi once a month, but other than that, they rarely talked. I want to scare my little brother, the Chibi. His container is in the tree over there, Kurama said, chuckling. Naruto smiled and turned towards the tree and said, "You can stop hiding now." Gaara appeared in a sand body flicker and started to blast Naruto with killing intent. Naruto simply looked at him and returned the killing intent almost triple what Gaara was outputting. "Hey Chibi," Naruto said in a deeper voice. "Behave here in Konoha, or I'll show you why I have 9 tails and you have 1. And with that, Naruto and Team 7 walked off, leaving a shaking Gaara, a scared Temari and Kankuro, thinking that someone could scare Gaara, and a Kurama in Naruto's head laughing. Anyway, thanks guys for listening. I will see you next time. Bye.